In the previous episode, we obtained the Bigoron sword and 3 gold Skulltula tokens. Hello and welcome to SolaceVision, where we are playing the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Now the first thing I'm going to do in this part of the Let's Play is read this Gossip Stone, because it's got something that really confused me. It says, they say that big pose leads to a bow. Now this really confused me. I read this stone just before I stopped recording the last part. The reason it confused me is because later in the game you have to use a bow to kill these ghostly creatures called big pose and trade in their souls for a reward. However, clear as you can see here, the reward is the bow, and that's a paradox because the reward is the item that's required to beat it, so it's essentially locked away. And it confused me so much that I had to go to the official Discord to ask some of the other users there, the other randomizer players, and I learned that apparently there are multiple copies of certain key items in the game. So there's a second bow out there, possibly even a third bow, that I have to obtain before I can get the first one. Which makes sense, because the reason it confused me is because every game is supposed to be possible, and I can't just not have the bow. There are so many mandatory missions in the game which require the bow. So there's another bow out there that I have to get in order to get the first one, although it also explains why. In the first part of this Let's Play, I found a Gossip Stone which said there was a hookshot in the Forest Temple, even though you need a hookshot to get into the Forest Temple. So there's clearly 1 or 2 more hookshots out there that I have to get first. And although it now makes sense, it does, however, raise the question of what happens to the other key items when I get them. I can't have 2 bows, can't have 2 hookshots. So maybe it turns into a blue rupee or something, I don't know. I don't know a lot about this randomizer, but that's what makes it fun, isn't it? It's a learning curve, it's a learning experience, and you know, you learn as you go along. And okay, I think it's time to go. I've rambled on long enough. You'll be glad to know that in this part, I have planned out my route beforehand. I'm not going to be traipsing around just looking for things to do. I do know where I'm going. And my first destination is going to be Lon Ranch, which is in the middle of Hyrule Field, right here. And to get there, we're going to do some side hopping, which is the fastest way to move... I didn't want to read that sign. Which is the fastest way to move around in this game. I mean, as a child. I mean... you can go much faster while riding a Pona as an adult, but as a child you have to side hop everywhere, which is a bit annoying. That wall right there is the most pointless wall. I mean, you can't really get directly to Lon Ranch from Kokiri Forest. You have to go around that wall. It's really annoying. Okay, we're going to keep side hopping, and we should be there. There are 2 things that I can get in Lon Ranch, which I know of. There's a gold Skulltula in a tree, and there's also a cowshed type thing with a piece of heart in it. So far I haven't really gotten, apart from the Bigoron sword and the Megaton hammer, I haven't really gotten anything. Hey, it's the house music again. I haven't really gotten that anything interesting apart from those weapons. I haven't really got anything interesting for Child Link. Here's the gold Skulltula. There it is. Just gonna get my stick out now and bash it on the head. Deco stick to the head, you're dead. And it's a piece of heart. That's my first piece of heart that I've gotten in this randomizer. My health has gone up by a quarter. 3 more, and I'll have a another heart. So I'll take less damage. Well, I'll take the same amount of damage, but it'll be a longer time before I die. Whoa! You surprised me. Didn't expect a horse coming out from off camera like that. So yeah. Yeah, I got a piece of heart. That's the first one. You can also get heart containers in this game as well, which give you a whole extra heart. You normally get those from beating major bosses, but they've been randomized, and you can find them absolutely anywhere. Now, the other item in Lon Ranch that I can get is inside this, like, cowshed place. I don't know exactly what it is, but let's just move these boxes out of the way. Yeah, back to what I was saying. I really need to get more items for Child Link. I need like a weapon or something. That I mean, the thing that I'm looking for most of all is the slingshot, or the ocarina. The ocarina is what I'm looking for most, because that will allow me to play songs and make life so much easier because, as this game is called the Ocarina of Time, so many things in this game require you to play songs. So that's like the #1 like thing that I want right now. This is a piece of heart, which is actually it's a gold Skulltula token. That's my 7th one. Get out of there! Get out of there! Come on! Get your act together, Lonk. I still love how I called him that. I actually called him that without knowing that it was actually a meme of like a badly drawn Link. Like, I don't know when it first came around. I don't know when the meme started, but I didn't know there was already a Lonk when I called him Lonk. But there you have it. Get my way. Good thing horses don't hurt you when they run into you. I mean, they're on your side after all. Another thing that I'd like to get is a boomerang. That's another child weapon. And that's also probably the best weapon that Child Link has, because it's unlimited ammo. You know, boomerangs don't have ammo. You can just use them again and again. The slingshot's got seeds which expire quickly. Or rupee in there. Nothing really interesting. There's another thing I can do in here, but which I can't do right now though, is the chicken mini game. We have to like find the chickens. You have to get the weird egg and wake up the man who's sleeping outside Hyrule Castle, and then he returns to this like farmhouse, and then you can do his mini game. But alas, I can't do that right now because I don't have the weird egg. I have no idea where the weird egg is in the game. When you randomize the game, you actually do have the option to shuffle it, and I chose to shuffle it just to make it a little bit harder. So that's Lon Lon Ranch. Where am I going to go next? I have planned it out. It's just this map is a bit confusing, always has been, and very, very big. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. That's Castletown. I want to go to Gerudo Valley. Yeah, Gerudo Valley, that's where I'm going next. It's over in this direction. And there are actually two things I can get. There are two pieces of heart in close proximity to each other. There's one on the cliffside, and there's one behind a waterfall. So, yeah, we're just going to do that right now. It's just around this little cliff face here. Man, travelling in as Child Link is so slow. Oh, what's that thing? I don't want that thing to hurt me. That thing is, I think it's called a P-hat, that flying thing, and it's pretty deadly. I want to stay away from that thing at all costs. Oh, that's a Stau Child. I do know the names of most of the enemies in this game. That's a Stau Child, it's like a little skeleton thing. Not as powerful as a Stalfos, which you find in the Shadow Temple and I think the Spirit Temple, and a couple of other dungeons. So Gerudo Valley is through here. We're going to see what we get here. And to get the items that we need, we have to... There's a chicken at the end that we have to grab. Oh, there's a gold Skulltula on the side, which I can't reach because it's sadly out of reach. I don't have any weapons that can reach it. We have to grab this chicken and pick it up if it would let me catch it. There we go. We have our feathered friend. We must jump off this cliff like the brave little Hylian we are and sail over to this box which is sitting so proudly on the side of the cliff. Descend slowly so we don't take damage. Drop our chicken friend and roll into it, and oh, it's a piece of heart. What's going to be? Yes! Yes! Yes, at last! I was just talking about how we needed a weapon for Child Link, and there it is. There's the boomerang. And the best thing about the weapon is that Child Link can use it, and we're not completely defenseless now. We can attack stuff. That is... yeah, I knew it was worth coming here, and sadly I fell off. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to fall off. What I was trying to do was grab the Cucco, or the, you know, that's what the chickens are called in this game, in this universe. They're called Cuccos, and fly over to the waterfall where I could get another piece of heart. Well, another item disguised as a piece of heart. But yeah, I think the chicken must have like fallen off the cliff into the river, which is not what I intended to do, sadly. So I'm going to have to go back there. I'm going to go back there and see what I get behind the waterfall. For now, though, I'm going to quit my boomerang, as I have done. Oh, another thing I just remembered is that if you press the down key or the A button or the B button. I don't know what button it is because I'm using an emulator now. The keyboard keys are different to the N64 keys. You can play this on an N64 EverDrive, but I don't have one, and they're quite expensive, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, if you press a certain key, you've got this list here which shows you the list of keys, compasses, and dungeon maps for each dungeon in the game. And as you can see, I've got one key for the Forest Temple, which I got in the first part, and nothing else. Also, if you get the compass for a dungeon, then it also shows you which major like medallion or stone is in each dungeon. So for example, if I were to get the compass for the Shadow Temple, it would tell me that there was a water medallion in there, for example, or possibly a Zora Sapphire. I have no idea of knowing until I get the compass. But yeah, that's a handy way of knowing which keys and compasses and maps you have in the game for each dungeon, and it's the main reason why I haven't included it on the item tracker at the side. Speaking of the item tracker, you may notice that I've updated it a bit because the previous one had some stuff missing. It missed... Oh, what's this stone say first? Let's just see what this stone says. Riding a beanstalk in the desert leads to a small key. Yeah, there's actually a plant that you can ride in the Desert Colossus, which takes you to a piece of heart. Although now it takes you to a small key. For which temple or dungeon, I have no idea, but I'll have to find out when I get there, which will be in a long time. But yeah, the old item tracker I was using didn't include things like pieces of heart, or heart containers. It didn't include upgrades to Deku sticks and nuts, and it also didn't include wallet upgrades, which you can fund various upgrades to your wallet in the game, which allow you to hold more rupees. Currently I've got the basic wallet, which holds up to 99. And one of the best things about this randomizer is that it includes something which isn't in the original game. It includes a Tycoon wallet, which allows you to hold up to 999 rupees. In the original, it stopped at 500, which is the Giant's wallet. You couldn't go above 500. In this randomizer, you can go up to 999, which will be very, very handy for gathering them huge amounts of rupees, which I need to buy all the stuff in the shops. And yeah, I came over here. There is actually another grotto here. What's in this tree? Oh, rupees. There's another grotto here. Let's see what we get. We're diving deep into the hole, and there's a stone here, which says quest grant. Okay, that's the same thing as in the other grotto. I'm not. I think they're all the same. I think every stone in every grotto says the same thing. In this case, it's quest grants from a talking rock. And okay, blue rupee. I mean, it's okay. We didn't actually use anything to get into this hole. The hole is open from the beginning, so we didn't actually waste any items doing that. But yeah, the curse of the blue rupee strikes again, not stripes. Curse of the Blue Rupee. That sounds like a Pirates of the Caribbean film. That's like the Legend of Zelda spin-off. Where am I going now? Oh yeah, I was supposed to go back to Gerudo Valley and get that thing I missed in the waterfall. So we're just going to side hop, making sure that P-Hat doesn't get us, because if it does get us, we're dead. And yeah, I totally did not mean to miss it last time. Come on, we're just going to roll our way over. And oh, that's actually a good point. I can actually, there's a gold Scutudo on the side of the wall here. I can actually get that now because I've got the boomerang. So I'm going to see if I can get that now. Oh, okay. This is Goron City music which is playing. That's the music which they've chosen to replace Gerudo Valley. Wait. It's not there. Yeah, the gold Scutudo isn't there right now because it only appears at night. Some gold Scutudos do indeed only appear at night. That is one of the ones which does. I think it appeared. I'm not sure what part of the water it appears on. Oh, there it is. It's just above that little spring there, that's with water pouring out of it. So we're going to use our boomerang. I didn't want to throw it. We need to actually aim at it. And okay, I hit it. You have to hit it twice to hit it with the boomerang. And now I can just throw it again. And no, that's too low. I can throw it again and grab the token. It's going to. It's a. Okay, it's a Deku stick. Definitely on the lower end of the items that you can receive. In fact, that's one of the worst items you can receive because they're really cheap. You can buy them for like 10, 15 rupees at a store. I think it's, yeah, it's 10 actually, 10 rupees at a store. Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. I can, you know, it's another stick which I can use to bash. Oh, ow! Yeah, in a real life situation that would have killed him, but not. This is a game, so he survived. What does this stone say? Respond to your mask. Overheard this. You know what they say? All toasters toast toast. Ah, those were the days. Classic YouTube memes. Hotel Mario and Legends, what's it called? Link the Faces of Evil and Zelda the Wand of Gamelon. Those were the classic memes back in the day. Early 2000s, sorry, late 2000s actually. YouTube didn't exist in the early 2000s. Let's just see what this item is first. Oh, it's a Goron tunic, okay. Going somewhere hot? No need to worry, because if you're hot then you just put that on and oh, the heat will just vanish. It's an adult item unfortunately, so Child Link can't wear it, but that's okay. When I finally get to the Death Mountain crater, which is when it gets so hot that you start losing health. Actually, I don't think you lose health, I think you just have like a time limit to get out of the crater before you just instantly die. But yeah, the Goron tunic, that's actually quite helpful when I do the Fire Temple. As I was saying, yeah, Hotel Mario and the CDI Zelda games were very popular memes back in the day. They were mocked all the time on YouTube, and you just have to just look them up on YouTube. Look them up. Link the Face of Evil, Zelda Wand of Gamelon, and Hotel Mario. The Toasters thing comes from Hotel Mario, and you've got to watch all the cutscenes, or at least most of the cutscenes, because they are just so hilariously so bad they're good. You know, it's totally worth your time. I mean, they're a bit surreal, you might understand them, but you had to be there during the time when they were really popular to understand all, you know, why they were so hilarious. They were just parodied all the time. And yeah, those were good old days of memes. Oh, there's the owl. It's the first time I've seen the owl in this game, actually. Normally he's supposed to appear much earlier than this, but here he is. Hello, Mr. Owl. Mr. Owl, how's your day? Oh, God, no. The music that plays for the owl is, this is Jabu Jabu's Belly. And this dungeon was the bane of my existence back in the day when I first played this game. In addition to the music being extremely creepy, because you've got like, I mean, just listen to it. Just listen to the music. Yeah, I mean, you've got like the sound of stomach churning and bodily fluids moving around. It actually feels like you're in a stomach. It's just disturbing. And that's the music they've chosen to replace the owl, who is already infamous for his unskippable dialogue. Unskippable slow-moving dialogue, which you're forced to sit through again and again, because when you get to the end of it, he says, "Do you want me to repeat that?" And the option's hovered over yes. And because you're mashing through it, you're forced to press yes. And, yeah, Jabu Jabu's Belly, I don't like that dungeon, really. I mean, the Water Temple, as he's mentioning right now, is also really annoying, but I actually prefer that. I'm probably in the minority, but I actually prefer that to, oh, he's taking me away. Yeah, I actually prefer the dungeon to Jabu Jabu's Belly. I don't like that dungeon. This is the Ice Cavern music. Another music that's been replaced. Yeah, this is what I meant by the soundtrack being scrambled. It's all the wrong music here. And where are we going anyway? Oh, we're outside Castle Town. I wasn't paying attention to his dialogue. Yeah, he does take you to Castle Town. Just for quickness. Which is actually appropriate, because I've just remembered there is actually another grotto here. I'm going to use a bomb tube to destroy this rock. Let's hope it works this time. Okay, that worked. That worked. There's another hole. Let's just... I'm just going to save, because I've made quite a lot of progress today. I don't want to lose it. To lose it would be a very bad thing. And just like before, the grotto looked exactly the same as other grottos. Don't pick up the plant. What does this stone say? Quest gone. Okay, it's the exact same thing. All grotto stones say the exact same thing. What's inside this chest? Another Skulltula token. So now I have 8, and 2 more, and I can go to Kakariko Village and exchange it for a special item. That item, I don't know what it's going to be, but it better be worth the effort of collecting those tokens, because otherwise it's just going to be, you know, I would have completely wasted my time. Alright, so, now I need to make a decision on where to go next. I have decided beforehand, it's just, you know, I tend to forget these things easily. What's over here? Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I was going to go to Zora River There are a couple of things I can do there. Let's just side hop. Just to speed things up just a little bit. Yeah, I think both things I can get here. Well, I think there's actually more, 2 things or 3 things I know. They mostly involve there's a Cucco there that I can use to glide my way over to the items that I need. I'm not looking at the OBS window right now, so I'm not sure how long we have left to go of this part, but I can imagine that we're getting close to the end. It's gone for quite a long time. For now, we're just going to go to Zora's River, and there's rocks blocking the way, so that means I'm going to have to use my... Well, first of all, there's actually a gold squatulate in this tree, so let's just deal with that first. There it is, falling out, and I'm going to smack it over the head with a Deku stick. Like so. And we have... Oh, a small key for the Forest Temple, so now I can open 2 locked doors in the Forest Temple when I finally get there. So I'm going to have to use my last bomb chew for this. Let's hope it's not wasted. Come on, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that worked. Yeah, bomb chews are actually much better at destroying rocks and walls, because rocks, they can actually like wedge themselves underneath and explode, but with walls they just like sail right over them, and it's really annoying. Here's the bean seller. Chomp, chomp, chomp. How about some magic beans? They aren't selling very well. Well, they're about to sell quite well. I wonder what we're going to get from this guy. Let's see. A magic bean. That was either a massive coincidence or magic beans aren't randomized. I'm not sure. I'm going to buy another one from him just to make sure. Another magic bean. Okay, I'm highly convinced that they're not randomized because there's no way I could possibly get 2 magic beans in a row. There's too many items in the game. Yeah, they're definitely not randomized. I just bought a 3rd one just to confirm it, and I can confirm that magic beans aren't randomized. Oh well. It would have been kind of fun if they were, but oh well. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier. We're just going to plant one right here. And in the future, when I become an adult, that will turn into a plant which I can ride to get a piece of heart. Now, though, we're going to grab this chicken, take it with us, and we can use it to get some more stuff. There's an Octo there. That's called an Octo, that enemy. They're pretty annoying because, you know, they're quite accurate with their rock spitting. There's the piece of heart which I mentioned requires the you to ride the plant up to it. Well, you can either ride the plant up to it or you can use the hover boots. I'm not sure. Can you use the chicken to get there as a child? I don't think you can. No, you can't get there as a child. It's I'm not going to try. You might be able to with some crazy trick that the experts use, but I'm not even going to try that. There are a couple more things I can get with the chicken though. There's a piece of heart up the river, and there's also another hole which... come back here. Come back here, you stupid... No, don't drown yourself, you suicidal bird. No, come back here, come back... Oh no, it's running away from me. It's running away from me. It knows what I'm doing. It knows I'm trying to exploit its existence to get it, you know, to use it to cross gaps. It knows what I'm doing. What? Whoa! Well, I don't know what planet that chicken came from, but that chicken's planet needed him. No, you can't use the magic bean here. Well, I'm not looking at the Open Broadcaster software right now, which is what I'm using to record this game, so I don't know how long this part has gone on for, but I think it's the perfect time to end it. It's a shame that that chicken flew away, so I couldn't get the items I wanted to get. But oh well. Thank you very much for watching this part of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to me if you're not subscribed already, comment on the video, follow me on Twitch, Twitter or Facebook, you know, preferably all 3, but it's up to you. And you better stay tuned because we're getting into the real heart of the matter here on this randomizer. So the next part is coming up shortly. Thank you for tuning in to SolaceVision.